How often does having everything right get in your way of taking no action at all? Sometimes we get so stuck in our heads that we plan and think about getting something done. And then when it comes to taking action, we just fall short. An idea is just an idea until you put some action to it. Disneyland would just be a dream if somebody didn't take action. Well, today I'm going to take action, even though everything isn't just right. And I'm just happy to share with you that behind all the glitz and glamour, this is what it looks like. Hello, I'm Chris Clark, and this is my Living a Richer Life channel, where we challenge your current thinking and we explore ways for you to think better so that you can live a richer, more fulfilling life. So, how often do you let getting things just right get in the way of not taking any action at all? I love this phrase, take messy action. I wanted to share with you what it really takes to put together a video like this and taking action versus taking no action. So in the past, when I first got started, I scripted my videos. I thought about everything I wanted to say, and then I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how I could use a teleprompter or record using notes or set up my computer so that it didn't look like I was reading a script, and I didn't want to sound like I was reading a script. Over time, as my schedule has gotten more busy, I knew I needed to figure out a way to do things more quickly. And I've been practicing how to wing it a little bit more. So I'm going to share with you just a very simple little script. It's kind of embarrassing and it looks just like that. So I wrote down a few notes that I wanted to talk about, including my intro. And then I put down a few bullets. I do a practice run. I make sure everything looks, fairly good. And then I push play. And I record on my iPhone. I have updated my iPhone over the last year because I felt like better quality might be helpful. I invested in a light ring with a stand. So I'm using that today to talk to you. But, often what we think looks like somebody has their act all together and we could never do something like that. I want to encourage you to try something new. My dad always uses this example of the scene in the movie The Sound of Music, where the star is standing on the top of a hill and she's got her arms stretched out and she's singing, she's twirling around, she looks beautiful. And later to learn that that scene took many, many takes to get just right. The weather was cold. In between every take, they were freezing. Lots of things went wrong. And often in life, we are comparing ourselves to somebody's best version. So in the end, you see a product that's finished, but it looks like it was taken all flawlessly in one take. And that just isn't what reality looks like. The same with me in my office setup here. You can see there's stuff, everywhere, all over my desk and my walls. And this time I'm recording from the top of my head with no notes. I'm going to have to admit, I'm going to edit this video too, so it makes it worth you watching. But I just want to remind you that life is not like The Sound of Music or any movie for that matter, or Facebook or Instagram. And life isn't always as picture perfect as it seems. So the struggle between taking action, not taking action. Today I had this brainstorm of an idea that I wanted to share with you, that not everything is always as it appears. So instead of worrying about whether my hair was done or I was ready to go, I just decided to press play and tell you what was on my mind. I do have to admit though that I did use a lint roller to get off some of the cat hair from the Snugglefest we just had. I didn't think you need to see that. Often when we're afraid to move forward, we're not comparing ourselves fairly. Recently, I was listening to a new podcast called Making Space with Hoda Kotb from the Today Show. And she was speaking with a guest, and it was a really great podcast that I enjoyed immensely. But at the end, what was really interesting for me to realize is the long list of people that were involved in making that podcast possible. Instead, when you're watching me, you're looking at one person, an iPhone and a light ring and some pretty simple editing software, because my skills are in talking with people about their thinking, and they're certainly not in editing. I do use an editing software called Descript. That's DE and then the word script. And it's really easy to use. It's quite easy to upload into the Descript app. And then you can edit it like you're editing a script. Now, on occasion, there are a few things I've learned over time where Descript doesn't transcribe perfectly what I'm saying, and I have had to learn a few small editing tricks, but everything you need to know is in Descript. And then downloading to YouTube, that really is a piece of cake. But even though that is fairly simple, I still have an IT guy who helps me, and he's been wonderful in leading me through how to create YouTube videos to shorten that learning curve. But as he would say, there is quite a big learning curve to getting comfortable with recording videos and publishing them on YouTube. So where does that leave us? Not everything is always the way it seems. When you have an idea, you need to take action to make it happen, and don't let perfection get in your way. Take messy action. This is what all podcast professionals tell you, is don't wait till you're perfect. Just start creating content and getting it out there. And eventually, the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. Here we are, the end of my allotted time. I gave myself 15 minutes. I don't know how long it will be, but I promised that I will start creating more videos, sharing with you some ideas so that you can get real with yourself and be more comfortable with taking messy action, not having your act together all the time. So instead of worrying about living a picture perfect life, focus on living a richer life. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Check out some of my other videos, like and subscribe. I'd love it if you share this video with some of your friends that you think might find value in it. And until then, make it a good week, and I'll see you in my next video.